Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Spoken Herd Open Mic here at Kickbutt Coffee in Austin, Texas? I'm Ernie B, and here's your host, Lost in Thought, and the lovely Hot Tamale.
Okay, the camera's on.
What? Why? The screen, it was on the splash screen. Nobody could see you anyway. That was the intro.
God, we love you.
I can't work like this. Scene.
Drama, mama.
I know. I'm feeling.
I'm just trying to get the show going because we're so late, and then you're pulling attitude.
I'm feeling like a cross between, what's her face? That chick that used to take a hanger to her kids.
What?
You mean Joan Crawford?
Crawford, thank you. I'm feeling like a cross between
No
Joan
more wire hangers. Yeah.
and Lucy Lawless or something.
Jesus, you guys.
I know. Hey, it was in Mama Dearest. It really was.
Okay, we saw that. It was a long time ago.
All right, so, oh God, I can't figure this out. What's happening, Kickbutt? You're about to witness the best, the baddest open mic in the ATX. Spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, Music, and Booze. That's right, this is not your average ordinary coffee shop. We do have a full bar. And behind the bar tonight, we have the pirate Jacob. Arr, he'll keep you buzzed, matey. But please slip him a lot of doubloons, pieces of 8, and all that other happy pirate gold to keep your bartender smiling.
Keep your glass full, baby.
And keep your glass full. Because nothing says, I love you to your bartender than giving him a nice tip. Don't go over and hug him and say, I love you. That's, even before COVID, that's kind of creepy. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a space invasion. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
What is that sound?
It's somebody.
It sounds like somebody is practicing DJ scratches with their book.
Hey, Birdman's here.
Sorry about that. That was one of my videos.
Okay. It was like. I was like, okay.
I'm on two different computers because I'm having.
Continue with your.
Okay, so yeah, that was my theory. So if you want to sing your song, dance your dance, strut your stuff, and come on, strut.
I
And
don't have the body to strut right now.
and dance better than Saran Wrap Boy here. He makes Miley Cyrus look like Angela Davis.
Oh.
I know that's taking it darn, right? Isn't it? Okay, like I said, if you want to come up here and get on this stage, go over to Lost in Thought, me, Hot Tamale, or Ernie B behind the soundboard. Go over to Ernie B just so he can say
Warm like an old sweater that just keeps getting warmer with age. Smooth as a country day.
Holy.
the coffee.
Coffee so smooth, it's like a brisk breeze in the summertime.
I'm so sick and tired of that bullshit.
The metaphors. Oh, sorry.
I'm so sick and tired of
What's
that
that
bullshit.
90s song that like pulling a thread from someone's sweater? It's like a
I don't
90s grunge song. If you pull my sweater.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Huh? Tweezer, it's Sweater Song.
There we go.
Sweater Song from Weezer. Up on.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's literally called the sweater song.
Is it? Yeah. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
and just to make an announcement, if you want to be in the venue, you must wear your mask. If you want to perform on this acoustically perfect stage operated by Ernie B, you must wear your mask. And what's the other thing? If you are not actively eating or drinking, you must wear your mask. Ernie B, show us a drinking demonstration with your mask.
The pause that refreshes.
It's incredible. I can't do that with this little cheapy shit, so I just take it off, drink, and put it back on.
And if you have any open mouth instruments like a harmonica, of course, take your mask off for that.
We're not going to be ridiculous. We're not going to tell you to play your harmonica through your mask. That's
Although you'd be very talented if you can do that.
That'd be really unusual and difficult to do. That would be like playing a brass instrument with your mask on. Yes? Well, you got to keep your mask on. Yeah. Hold on to your mask. And I know, I mean, wearing your mask these days is like getting ID'd and the customer goes, "Are you serious?" Yes, I'm serious. We got to keep it. I've got both my vaccinations. I'm still wearing my mask, standing strong. I'm actually healthier now with my mask than the before times.
Well, I think you're referring to allergies, which
I don't have allergies.
Would you call me?
So
I know people are gonna go die, bitch, because I live in Austin and I don't have allergies. Okay, go figure.
Oh, you know what that makes me think of?
Oh God, you're thinking again.
There was this comedian who said that she was mistaken for celebrities, and someone told her Lady Di, and she was like, "I look like Lady Di? Why, thank you," because the guy was saying, "Lady Di, Lady Di, Lady Di," and then I realized he was just telling me what to do.
Anyway.
Alrighty, so to start off the night tonight, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Pied Piper of poetry, the Mad Max of merch, the wonder from down under. Give it up for Tom Moonbird.
Please direct your attention to the screen on the left side of the stage. Oh.
Respect. Before the poetry and performances tonight, the names of traditional owners of the land beneath us will be shared. If we're in Melbourne by Birrawong, Yarra Yarra, it's the home of the Kulin Nation. Warri Warran language group tribes include the Boonwurrung, the Tuggerong, the Djadjarrong, and the Wathaurong. It's also the traditional home of the Wurundjeri tribe. Tonight, when at a ceremony for the honouring of Native American remains at present buried under University of Texas buildings, those present were honoured with sage and the dance of the six directions. Traditional owners of this land on which the Alamo now sits want the remains of their ancestors honoured. When being blessed by the waters of Barton Springs, the names of the tribes of this area were mentioned at Barton Springs University. Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Kickapoo, Shawnee. Salado honours their Tonkawa, Hill Country Comanche. Stories of arrowheads and creek beds remind us of those who were here long before we entered this dreaming tonight. And those memories will be evoked every time we begin another poetry reading. On Good Friday, I ventured to the Austin capital to read poetry to the too few who wish to see renewable energies in Austin. I, for one, wish my energies were renewable. More days just sitting in the Easter spring sun where resurrection of the spirit is the only agenda. While the world pays for admission to more distractions, I wish to focus your attention on this holy moment. Then this one. You get the picture. In an attempt to empower and affirm, I seek to be in the very moment you're listening to this, and this, and this. Random the moments given to us at birth. Some have already left their concentration, their books abandoned, philosophies change, we change. Even if we choose not to, we still change. That to me is the key tonight. I know a man whose wife died. She was his companion and his ally in his life's work. He loved her with devotion, grieved, and moved on. I do not mourn the loss of moments. When distracted, I watched movies and read books. I still watch movies and read books, and my feral rescued cat still sits in front of my computer and does not give a jot. I ask, why can't Deb Akers come to the Capitol with me? After all, she set up the poetry readings of Bookwoman. She was the editor of Borderlands Literary Journal. She edited and marketed the children's anthology for the Austin International Poetry Festival, running that festival as a volunteer, as well as many other poetry circles in Austin. Her joyous spirit as in an elegant sufficiency, rare in 2021 society. So I decide to take her to the gathering outside the Capitol building in Austin, Texas. And I hand her one fine book to any willing, smiling person. For is not our future depend upon all such willing volunteers as you and you and you, son? Most take my book, Puzzled Poetry, at a demonstration. They have come to close down the Fayette coal plant polluting Bastrop and La Grange water supplies. They understand voluntarism, clear community cooperation and consciousness. A few have already got a copy of that book, having understood the necessity for poetry in our age. But look, they've stopped at the demonstration. They're starting to read the poems and to share them. I see a Deb Akers smile expanding amongst every joyous sharer. Her spirit has moved them to gather again for the million necessary crusades that will restore Austin, then Texas, to clear consciousness, clear waters, restoration of the tree canopy and renewable energies, good work. So we gathered outside the state capitol on Good Friday with 3 DPS with semi-automatic weapons and yellow tape. Police line, do not cross. It was my first demonstration since COVID. This was just before those Washington, D.C. murders. The April Good Friday weather was cheerful and warm. All the banners were homemade. All our hopes were to close down the Fayette power plant and use the energies that renew. Well, we met and talked and handed out leaflets to Capitol tourists. They took photographs too, and the group photograph might score some Facebook views. But the joy of being together with those of like mind, like tonight, meant we could envision a future of power and justice and truth. Solar, wind, geothermal agree with us too. Renewable energies within, and look around you. Welcome to your evening. Spoken and heard, renewable energies forever in Austin. Yeah.
All right, give it up for Tom Moonbird. All righty, and don't forget about the drink specials. I'm feeling like I'm hearing a little dog or something. Okay.
It's haunted.
Don't forget about the drink specials. Mixed drinks, $4. Go hit up the Pirate Jacob and ask for your favorite mixed drink, and he'll make it for you. Right, Pirate Jacob?
he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Arg, baby.
Okay. Okay, Ernie, do your PSA.
Buy, purchase, consume. Enjoy.
Okay. Lost in Thought. Who is coming up next?
A new voice.
A new voice. Ooh, can I do the intimidating voice? New voice. I should sound like that every day. Go ahead.
So, first time here on this stage, we have Yusuf.
Yusuf, all right. Ernie, where are the chords? Oh, wait. Ernie B is going to save the day.
Ernie is going to save the day. Hello. All right, my name is Yusuf. I'm from North Carolina. I just moved here last week.
Sensible man.
Thank
Sensible.
you. I got some original songs for y'all tonight.
Yippee.
2. Okay. 2 original songs.
Whoopee.
All right, this first one's called Things I Can't Explain.
Somebody
all the same. My mask is screwing up, but it's broken.
We're about to send security up there.
Can I get an extra one, a different one? This one's broken now.
Oh, he's got some spare masks.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's a pain in the ass, but, you know, it looks like we're about to get out of this.
Yeah,
And we just got to keep up with one more summer of putting up with this crap, and I think by the fall, things will start to be better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm sick of this, too.
Yeah. We got another original coming. How much time do I got? 5 minutes?
Yeah, you can do that, Sean. Here. What was your name again?
Me? Yusuf.
Yusuf.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to leave this town, but I know you have to go. Gonna go up to the north and sail as the wind blows. Goodbye, my friend. I don't wanna see your end. I saw you the other month. You seem to be doing just fine. Hanging out with your friends in the basement, drinking on boxes of wine. I know we went through tragic times. I know you'll never forget. We laughed and we cried and we had a lot of fun and played those beautiful sets. Goodbye, my friend. I don't wanna see your end. And you'll find your field to grow well. And take to the wind. Take to the wind. I don't wanna see your end. And you'll find your field to grow well. And breathe with the wind. Now it's my turn to leave this town, and I know I've gotta go. Gonna go out to the west and see what I can do. I've lived in this state all my life, and I love the people within. This is the end of the chapter, my friend, and when another begins. Goodbye, my friend. I don't wanna see your end. And I'll find my field to grow well. And take to the wind. Take to the wind. I don't wanna see your end. And I'll find my field to grow well. And take to the wind.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
stalling. Oh, there we go. There's the host.
Let's hear for Yusuf.
Yeah.
That was giving me some.
All right, that was really cool. You know what? My favorite is always the 6/8 song.
Yep.
No matter what, I'll just latch onto it because it's 6/8. I'm like, yes, I feel that. I think my heart beats in 6/8. I think it just happens that way.
That was giving me some serious Springsteen vibes, though.
Oh, but Ernie B, I had an excuse. I had a good excuse. Do you want to hear it?
Nope.
Why I was running late, running up to the stage? Because I put Yusuf on our Spoken and Heard Instagram page.
Ah.
I took your picture. It's a nice action shot. You can actually see your hand moving. So, so check it out. The profile picture. What's that, Ernie B? The Elvis Presley mic.
Oh, that's a Shure SM55.
I knew he'd know that. It's basically that old style microphone from like the 40s and the 50s.
nice.
It says Spoken and Heard, and then you see the microphone, and then you see a bunch of performers with masks on. I'm sorry. What happened, Ernie B?
No, it's like I'm trying to fix the feed that the video feed that's going out to Skype that our online viewers are watching.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, they're getting the feed that I'm sending out to Facebook and YouTube when they're supposed to be just getting the camera by itself over here. So now they're seeing themselves. In other words, so when they see us, they're supposed to just see me and you. But now they're looking at themselves, and I'm trying to fix that.
I'm glad I'm not taking care of that because
Yeah,
I'd probably go, oh, that's okay.
I'm doing that while I'm doing this, and it's like, and I'm trying not to get knocked off the air. You know?
Lost in thought. What did you eat tonight before you hit the stage?
Pizza and horchata frap.
What kind? Did you say a chala frap?
What's a chala frap?
No, it sounds like you said a chala frap.
Horchata.
Oh, horchata. Okay. I was like, what is that? No, anyway. Okay, what kind of pizza was it?
It was a 3-meat pizza.
3-meat pizza made here at Kickbutt, extra delicious, and they actually use Elgin sausage.
Elgin. See,
And-
we got some Midwesterners in the house. It's Elgin, Illinois, right? Not Elgin.
Yes, it
See,
is.
thank you.
Give them the argument.
See, there's a town not too far from here.
No, but you got to tell them.
Oh yeah, because you don't call it Elgin. You don't have a Belgian waffle. You have a Belgian waffle. Hello, but
Right.
But see, people here in Texas call it Elgin, and for some reason, if you're in San Antonio, you don't call it Houston Street. It's Houston Street.
It is.
What the hell?
The same street with the Rock Box and Capone's.
Oh, it's on Houston. Houston.
It's on Houston.
You mean Houston? No, it's Houston.
No, it's Houston.
No, it's
Down
Houston.
the street from the AT&T Center. Lost in thought. Who is coming up next? Because you didn't send me shit, so I can't just divine to figure out who's coming up next.
Okay, I think I
Who's coming
figured
next?
this out here.
Go ahead and introduce him.
Well, you already know.
Introduce him until you send me a list.
Okay.
Okay. I'm smiling under this. Go ahead.
Okay.
Who's coming up next?
So, coming up next, thankfully he's here this week. We missed him last
I
week.
know we worried about him last week,
Yes. But
Yeah,
thankfully...
he had us concerned, man.
but I think maybe he was working on his thongs.
His thongs were at the cleaners.
Well, he was ironing on the patches. Okay.
Whenever anyone says that, I just think of the thong song from, like, Cisco. But...
Oh, no.
Anyway, coming up next, flying in right next to our list, we've got Birdman 313.
Woo, Birdman!
Yes.
He's a super freak. He's a super freak. He's a super freak. He's a super freak. He's a super freak.
Yes. Yeah, last weekend I took off. I had broke out in a rash over the weekend, so
Oh, okay.
it was itching and then I came on 10 minutes and I was itching, so I just got off and it got straightened out now though. I'm all right. Went to the doctor got a shot, and been taking meds, so I'm cool. Anyway, this first poem, like I read this earlier, and I was telling Tom, you actually have to see the video and kind of understand what I'm talking about on this. It's called The Other Side of the Fence. Standing on the seawall, looking out through the fence, watching the waves splash up against the rocks. You begin to cry, but no one can hear you. No one can see the tears dropping into the crashing waves. While your tears mingle with the ocean, your heart is being carried away out into the sea. You dream of floating away. Nothing feels this pleasant. Nothing can destroy this ocean dream. You travel to a place where no man can walk, the other side of the fence where the waves roll in. And this next one is titled A Sunset, which is a short one too. I'm going to read my long one next round. There is a tide that is as mysterious as the waves, dividing light and darkness endless. A touch of sunset on a distant shoreline reveals its beauty. The wind plucks the soft swirl out of the air. The horizon lights up with colors, fading to blue and purple. Don't bother to look for a blessing. The only one comes once a day. Each sunset is different. No two are exactly the same. You can see the waves at peace at sunset. The colors shine bright, but for a moment then disappear. No matter where you go, one thing remains the same. There is remarkable beauty in each different sunset. Each one is just as beautiful as the last. Thank you. You can tell I've been to the beach.
I've been to the mountain.
All right, give it up for Birdman 313. I'm still trying to think what his logo would be if he was going to put it like sticker patch or anything like that. Would it be a bird? Would it just be Birdman 313? Just the word set? Got any ideas?
You seen my logo? You see my logo on my Instagram
Yeah,
page?
but I'm trying to think, would it fit on a thong?
I don't think it would it?
Yes.
Yes, it would.
Maybe on the rear end of a thong.
Well, now we know. Okay. Just to make sure. And don't forget about the drink specials. We also have delicious baked goods or just a banana.
Jacob just slaughtered half a cow back there. So order food or he's going to have to throw it all away. No, I'm just kidding.
Makes you think of an episode of my favorite shows, Tales from the Crypt. Anyway.
Uh-oh, I'm scared. Okay, so before you go off onto your 90s tangent.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm going to tell you we have a new voice.
Yes, we do. We have another new voice.
Ernie, can I do...
Oh, speaking of 90s tangent.
Uh-oh.
I watched, they have on Pluto TV, they have the Johnny Carson channel. And I started watching some of that last night, and talk about a throwback. Ellen DeGeneres was on when she was just a comedian. Jerry Seinfeld was on when he was just some comedian. I was like,
Coming up, yeah.
Yeah, that nobody knew who they were yet before their big TV shows. It was a trip. Ellen had a boyfriend, put it that way.
Whoa. Oh,
man. That's how old it was. I was like, damn.
That's taking it.
Where is this at?
You have a big screen TV, right? Do you have like Vizio or what kind of TV do you have? You know how like
we have
the
a big
smart
screen.
TVs.
I don't know the name of it, but we have a big
Well,
screen.
you can even stream it on the internet. It's Pluto TV. It's free, and they have all these.
Yeah, I have it on my tablet.
Yeah, they have. Okay,
I have it on my
there's a
tablet.
Johnny Carson channel now. It's all Johnny, all 24/7.
Or you can watch Cops for 24 hours around the clock.
I thought Cops was such a boring show. It
Well,
was
no,
a
no.
terrible,
See,
terrible show.
I like
Plus,
Cops,
it's racist.
and I'll tell you why. It makes me feel better about
Oh,
myself.
God.
It's like, just when you think, oh man, I've had a really messed up day, and then you see that one girl who's wearing like yesterday's prom dress. I can't believe he did this. Okay, I'm feeling better.
Well, not to mention that it was canceled for good reason, because, racism.
Well, yeah, that too.
But you know, cops never showed the ones that got away. It's the only ones they caught.
It amazes me how, because people have to sign off on that to be shown on TV.
They have to have
Otherwise, they'll blur their face out.
Waivers.
And some of these people are just so messed up. I mean, and you let them air that? Like when they're they'll be fucked up, all just
Ernie.
totally
language.
I'm sorry.
Wait,
that came
why
out.
are you okay?
But you know what I mean? But they agreed to let them air it. Oh yeah, you can put that on national television. I don't care. It's like, no.
Alrighty, just remember Pluto TV. Watch your favorite shows on rerun. Coming up next to the stage, Ernie B, give me the new voice effect. New voice. Coming up next to the stage, we have Punk Bordello.
That's me on the trombone. No, it's not.
Sorry, 2 songs. Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying peace. I'm like, yeah, peace to you too.
Peace, hey, right on, man. Keep on trucking.
Yeah, man. It's hi everybody who's at home and or in here. My name is Punk Bordello, and I'm actually not a new voice. I came here about a year and a half ago to try out some material that I ended up scrapping. So, that's just something I do. Is I try out new songs.
Well, if you come to the right place, if you want to trash your material, just come here. Yeah, you're
I thought
at the
it was
right
good
place.
at the time, but I didn't get a great reaction.
I'm joking.
I went home and edited it, and here we are today. And now I'm getting ready to drop my first album. It's about 20 songs, but I'm breaking it up into chunks. And so the first half is starting to be released on May 7th. So that's when the first music video comes out. All these songs basically have an accompanying music video to them. And they're going to be released every 2 weeks, so it's not too much all at one time. But this is the first song, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Can you really do it? Will you drop it? Will you lose it? Can you depend on yourself to pick it up and move it? Will you defend or will you distance? Call it quarterback, pass it on to offense. Can you really seem to blame me if I don't make sense? At least I'm not as dense as your boy Mike Pence. Now it's time to commence. Get you off the picket fence. Don't be living in the past tense. Real shit coming at you like immense. But please keep it up, the social distance. Come to terms with your own existence. Yeah, I'ma sign off now. Ken is condensed. thorns piercing the skin. As blood falls to the ground, they reveal what they've found. I know just where we can go. I know just what we can do. Here now, these words said as they flow. When you beat up inside, let it go. And we're all beat up inside now. And we're all beat up inside now. And we're all beat up inside now. Singing, waiting patiently to show you where to steer. Let go of all your fear. The next chapter starts here, and we're not so beat up anymore. Yeah, we're not so beat up anymore. Yeah, we're not so beat up anymore. Thank you very much. Oh, I had one more. If you're
Oh, sorry about that.
sorry. But yeah, so that was called "Beat Up," and that song is basically just about knowing that you're capable of doing something and procrastinating because maybe you're a little bit scared of your potential and maybe you've just been doing so awfully for so long that you're a little bit afraid to be happy. But it's about, kind of just nutting up and doing something about it. This next song is nothing like that, and it's it's called "Something About Love." Tell me how things are with you now. You're the one and only one I think about. It's not so easy to go without. Got my head in circles like a merry-go-round. Wish I could hear your voice, I miss the sound. Even when you shout, you know I like you loud. I miss our time like I miss the crowds. Ain't nothing quite like the love you found, but I know what I know, and that's for sure. Oh, I know what I know, and that's for sure. Tell me something about love. Oh, oh, oh. Tell me something about love, about love, about love, about love, about love. Something leads my mind astray. Something leads my mind astray. Something.
It's okay.
Wow. Did I really forget that lyric in the middle of playing that song? Something leads my mind astray. Something leads my mind astray. Always looking for something like you. And my mind comes apart unglued. Always looking for a right time. Searching for that peace of mind. Looking for a miracle. Such dark time. Yeah, put me all you some comfort. I can see it in my eyes. When it's darkest, it's best to watch the sunrise. Well, maybe we could see beyond the lies and find a nice surprise. But I know what I know, and that's for sure. Do I know what I know, am I for sure? Tell me something about love. Oh, oh, oh. Tell me something about love, about love, about love, about love, about love. There you go.
That's me on the trombone. Okay, no, it's not.
All right, give it up for Punk Bordello.
I still think it went over very well, even despite the skip up. But yeah, especially
No, it's still badass.
especially the first one. He had a lot to say about what's happening now.
That was very true. That was a very current event, state of affairs type.
Yeah.
We got some online people here enjoying the show. Raymond Kun, I believe his last name, Ku with the 2 dots over the U, HN. Saying, I really dig this. Thank you.
All right, badass.
Diana Lopez, hang in there, jamming. And Tabor, what's his name?
Tay.
Jay. Well, Tay's watching too.
Okay.
Hey,
But
hey.
remember James Tabor? What was his name? The guy that played the banjo?
Oh yeah, the one that we kept wanting to say, James Taylor.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
he's watching
yeah.
too. Remember he broke his
Hey.
arm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was watching. He was tuning in earlier too. So
Oh, and I do want to extend appreciation to everybody who's wearing your mask. Thank you. And especially you. I know you were struggling with the mask. You're kind of like, oh shit.
I mean,
And
that's
that's really the fact that you make the effort is we really appreciate it very much.
yeah. I mean, but that's the
And
thing
it
with-
is hard.
But that's the thing with music. It's going to happen. Like if you're playing guitar
Yeah.
or not. Yeah.
And it would be a little harder if you were like playing violin, and then it just keeps going down, down, down. And I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm a dork. But don't forget about the drink specials. Mixed drinks, $4. Get your antioxidants and your booze at the same time. I highly recommend the Kickbutt Bloody Mary. It's not made with Tabasco. It's made with sriracha sauce. And if you have allergies, it'll clean you out. Trust me. Oh, my God. And no, I'm not making any medical claims to this. Please, FDA, don't come after me. It just feels good. How's that?
what time did we go to bed last night or this morning?
9?
Was it
9
late?
a.m.?
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Yeah, I feel a little like wow. I feel like I'm still awake.
Well, you did knock out. And one thing that you can get, it's kind of a legendary drink combination here. It's called the Ernie B.
Yes.
What is an Ernie B, do you say? Well, it is a double shot of whiskey and 2 Bud Lights. Or if you want to have a half Ernie B like me, I'm kind of a wimp, you just get the single shot and 1 Bud Light.
And I still don't have a drink named after me.
That's a funny name after me.
We'll get that. We'll get a jar of fart putty and name it after you.
Oh, thank you.
What was
Thank
that,
you
Tom?
so much.
What did you say, Tom?
I said, that's a funny name for a drink after me.
Yep, he went there. He went there. So, Lost in Thought, who is coming up next?
Wait. Did you introduce this person or did I? You know what? I'm going to introduce the next person.
Thank you.
Thank you. And coming up next, I'm voting for him in 2024. Let's hear it for Reggie Goodwin.
Yeah.
Goodwin 2024.
This one is autobiographical. We grew up. 53 years ago, we lost Martin. Marching with Memphis sanitation workers despite having approval numbers underwater at 30%. Somewhere between his last sermon, I had been to the mountaintop, he slept with 2 women, not Coretta Scott. Though disappointed in an icon, I don't fault him because I don't know how I would process it. Death threats daily. It's easy on the sidelines to pontificate. He should have prayed about it. The self-hating, closeted man and overt racist FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover had everywhere King went bugged and under surveillance. COINTELPRO, the FBI's counterinsurgents program, had one mission: ensure there wasn't the rise of a black messiah, the focal point that led to the murders of Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Fred Hampton, not knowing the irony, white supremacy's ignorance of the ethnography of first century Palestinians, because for an ideal only so far seen on Star Trek, he was willing to die a martyr's death. Bethlehem Community Methodist Ministries was our kindergarten on the east side of Winston. Browner, with older equipment. Wesleyan Community Center, more spacious, better equipped, not quite as diverse on the west. My parents already knew and couldn't break the news to me. Instead, they left that grim task to the preschool and kindergarten teachers. April 5th. 5-year-old children wept until noon. 3- and 4-year-olds joined the chorus. The solace of our tears turned to screams of horror as the Ku Klux Klan rode by, the treasonous stars and bars on pickup trucks, the sound of gunshots, the drunken shouts. I'm glad that N-word is dead, meant to grind a boot into our already salted, stabbed wounds. The cowards counted on our forced compliance. Terror always the tool of fascists and cowards. I'm sure the toothless wonders have mostly died. Despite their earnest wishes, we grew up. One of us living in Hawaii, not in the South, became president. A woman of South Asian and Jamaican descent is our vice president. Our transportation secretary is in a committed same-sex marriage. The secretary of defense is African American. The first Native American cabinet member, women, Asians. The current cabinet is shaping up to resemble the coming diverse America that doesn't require superluminous propulsion starships, not the clown actor sycophants in a narcissist self-centered reality show where he played the role of president without showrunners to clean up his mess. 53 years ago, April 4th, 1968, we lost Martin to a coward's bullet. My kindergarten class the next day got the news. 5-year-old children wept until noon. 3- and 4-year-olds joined the chorus. After the tears were over, we remember what Martin said: you can't ride a man or woman if their backs are straight. It is bizarre that their grandchildren, stuck on stupid, still try this tactic, storming the Capitol, restricted voter access, always guaranteeing the effect. Riding past Bethlehem Community Center stirred the hornet's nest. We are resolved. Our backs are not bent. Our ancestors died for this. We grew up and we vote.
Yeah.
Were you going to do another one?
Later.
Okay. I remembered to play that song for you because you said you liked that one.
I still think you need to find like a like a version of Hail to the Chief that you don't have to pay for.
Well, yeah, but see, that's why I was trying to work on that thumb drive last night. That's the one I plug it here and it works fine, and then I check it home on the computer and it doesn't read it. And that's where all the songs are. So,
But let's hear it for Reggie Goodwin.
Reggie Goodwin 2024.
all the way from North Carolina.
Yes.
And I'm his campaign manager. $10 a week.
And Birdman will start up those campaign bumper stickers and T-shirts. You just need to send him $10.
Yeah, you missed out on your $10 last week, man.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
We were rich last week.
Alrighty. So, am I bringing up? Yes. I'm sorry. Don't forget about the drink specials. I swear, it's like a hair trigger reaction. I always want to say mimosas and Bloody Marys. Don't forget about drink specials, mimosas and Bloody Marys, $4. Get your antioxidants and your booze at the same time. It's
What?
exactly. I was channeling Lost in Thought right there, where he just goes. What?
Hot tamale.
No, don't go there. Coming up next to our Spoken and Heard live stage, a spectacular What?
Vivo. Live in Spanish. Vivo.
A spectacular performer that I look forward to seeing him every single week. Give it up for Tommy Jones.
Oops. See, that's what happens when you whisper in my ear. You threw me off.
This poem is called Soul Searching. Sitting in my room all alone, quietly searching for my soul. It's a struggle to get these four walls to tell me what I need to know. It's dark outside and the weather is cold enough for snow. I'm looking through the window, waiting for God to show. I'm searching for the soul that was given to me. Its true color, its true form, its true identity. Maybe this confused man is who I am meant to be. I ask the ceiling, but for some reason the ceiling doesn't recognize me. Am I a stranger in my own home? Is this not my home? Is this spirit that I am in possession of not my soul? These are the things that I need to know. My head is pounding, my vision is blurry. My knees are shaking and my stomach is turning. All the consequences of a man's soul searching. A voice tells me to turn back. There's no need to go where you're going. But I ignore the warnings, and I keep walking forward. My friends and my family are the ones that I left behind, and I'm the one that I'm going to find. To no surprise, I had no luck getting the universe to crack. I found no answers as to where this soul of mine originated at. No map has directions to the place I'm wishing to go. It's a good chance that I might lose my mind searching for my soul. I must travel way beyond the borders of our mental, and I must do it quickly, because I heard that this body that I'm in is only a rental. Thank you.
Well, see, that was I played the wrong song. I played the wrong song. I was supposed to walk you out with this.
Okay, what was it supposed to be?
No. This one.
There you go.
That's the one. That's what you walked up with. And then Lost in Thought was asking me, is Rayla still on? And I got distracted and I forgot to stop it, and it advanced to the next track.
Way to go, Lost in Thought.
Look at me.
Well, I wasn't. I'm not saying it was his fault, but this thing will just keep going. It doesn't stop.
No. That's where I got to stop you. I'm not saying it was his fault, but it was his fault.
It's his fault, yeah.
Alrighty, don't forget about the drink specials. Mixed drinks, $4. We also have IPA beer as well as domestic. What else? And if you're not drinking age, what are you doing here? No, just kidding. If you're not drinking age, we have delicious coffee and cocoa and green tea I love their jasmine green tea. It just makes me tingle. Okay, Lost
It
in
was
Thought.
like Carly Simon did that song Jazzman, right?
Yeah. What? No.
Was it Carly
Carole
Simon?
King.
Carole King, that's right.
Carole King. I mean, their voices are very similar. That's why I agreed right away. I was like, yeah, no.
Same era. Same era.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jazzman. I love that song.
Oh my goodness, Ernie B, you probably think the song is about you.
Oh, that's good.
You didn't hear that?
It's probably best that I didn't understand what he said. 'Cause
Yeah.
I do want to sleep tonight, and I don't want that echoing.
Be afraid. Be very
I don't want that
afraid.
echoing in my head.
Alrighty. Lost in Thought. Should I bring up the next performer?
Well, I was gonna ask. I didn't see her online. Rayla.
Wait a minute.
Let me
Wait a
double
minute.
check
Wait a
and see
minute.
if she's back.
Rayla, is there anybody out there?
She's not there.
Rayla. Oh, come
She was
on.
there.
She
and-
was. She was at the beginning of the
Because see,
show.
sometimes people will call and they'll stay on the line, on the Skype line, and then they'll just mute their camera because they're doing things while they're waiting. So they just mute the camera. But no. And I can see if she's still there, but she's not there at all. So.
No, Rayla, you're not supposed to mute your camera. You're supposed to be exposed to all the bullshit that you see what's going on here. I mean,
That's a high price.
that's my selling point. Welcome to our weekly bullshit.
Remember when we used to stream guys online? Remember we used to stream the show from home?
Oh
And
my
Lost
God.
in Thought would be there just all thrown like in his underwear and stuff.
I was not in my underwear.
Practically.
Okay, my bad. You were in your boxer shorts.
I was not in my boxer shorts. Oh my god!
Just all splayed about and
I
stuff. I was like,
was
dude,
in
come on.
bicycle shorts.
Okay. See, the thing is,
Remember that, Reggie?
see, Reggie remembers he's traumatized now.
Fuck you all.
Total PTSD. But see,
Come on, man.
here-
We're on
here's the
camera,
thing.
man.
And here's my point about that, Lost in Thought. Ernie B, you are correct.
Hey, we'll see you, man.
Thanks, Tommy.
By the way,
See-
see you traumatized Tommy.
Tommy Jones has left the building.
Yeah, because he was thinking about your legs and went, ugh, I'm out of here.
He couldn't take it.
Yeah. So, see, but what I was telling Ernie is like, even when you're broadcasting from home, you need to present yourself like you're live.
Well, yeah, you're on camera.
That's
for God's
why.
sakes,
That's why I'd always put on my hat. Put on my makeup. Even though we weren't in person. Since we weren't in person, I wasn't wearing a mask. But I mean, at least from the chest up, I looked like I was presentable. Even though from like the waist down, I was wearing like leggings and slippers.
Yeah, I'd be in warm-ups, but I mean, I'd have a shirt. I'd wear a shirt at least.
Yeah, Ernie wasn't showing up in a tank top and popping a beer and hey guys,
Come on, guys, scratching myself,
going like this and shit. Like no. See, and that's my point. You gotta, even if you're just broadcasting from home, you don't want to like sit back in your bed, splayed out. Like hey, what's happening? Spoken and heard audience. Exactly. You gotta like. I'm here. You have to present an aura of authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was not in my underwear.
Why is that?
Because I said so. That's why.
Let her explain that a bit more, and like as if I hadn't had enough humiliation tonight.
Not necessarily.
No. I can always give you more humiliation, but
Not necessarily an aura of authority. You just want to be presentable. You're in public, for God's sakes.
When? I just like to mess with Ernie. That's all.
Cool.
I'm just kind of like, okay, we're dealing with Lost in Thought live via Houston. Okay.
I'm getting heckled from Houston.
I was about to do some new shit, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
now.
hey, we could, because honestly, that would be better than thinking about you in your boxer shorts. So let me go ahead and introduce you. Coming up next to the live spoken and heard mic, we have Lost in Thought, and he's already here.
And what do you know? I have a poem about me being my boxer shorts. No, I'm kidding.
Not funny.
All right. New shit.
New shit.
Lonely, isn't it?
When I was a security guard, yes, a security guard in Rochester, I had this on-site boss. He was a good old boy who hardly had a nice thing to say to anyone or anything. He appeared to have this disorder where his lips were almost always locked in this downward position, and appeared to have a diagnosis of being severely disappointed in everyone. He managed not with intelligence or encouragement, but rather this old-school intimidation, as if you were constantly getting grilled as a hostile witness, and his face was the burning light that made you sweat. He never praised, never balanced any of his criticisms with the ever so important uplift every good supervisor needs to have in their repertoire. And I hated when he'd work the Pride Festival with us. He wasn't homophobic, but, well, let me describe it like this. He came in asking if a series of things had been done, and nodded his head and said, okay. Like some kind of chastising parent that would look down at you with a strict glare and speak in this tone that seemed to say, well, it better. Even though not a single person had said or done anything indicating they weren't getting it done, as if he was just looking for something to be angry about. And then he clapped on his walkie-talkie while his grimaced face winced, and he let out this sigh that just oozed dissatisfaction. Then he ran around basically being a downer. The only time I ever saw him smile was when he made his cornball dad jokes. And surprise, surprise, he was kind of racist. Then there was his ironic lapdog, who called himself an anarchist, and apparently who thought of me as a friend. Yet when I'd say something that wasn't exactly his point of view, he'd yell, "Dude, are you retarded?" And when I said I didn't like sports, he nearly jumped out of the seat and said, "Check your pants and see if you're a man." I'd hate it when he would be in charge of Sundays. My guts would twist, and I'd spend the entire day with this nervous steel clasping my nerves and ripping open my brain. When I look back on it, I think my boss would probably be the kind of person who would be a Trumpster, and probably would be a climate denier, and wouldn't accept the current results. And it's 2021. There shouldn't be people lodged and stuck in this perspective, trapped in an era where women had even less rights. Anyone not white was not only of a different race, but a different species, and gay people were pedophiles. And that whole "it was a different time" excuse is running a little thin, isn't it? In fact, it's been thin for a long time now, and that ice has shattered. And even back then, there were still progressives. We still had the Black Panthers, Jane Fonda, and Cicely Tyson. And so don't stand there and give me some shit like you're stuck in your ways. Because what you're really saying is that you just still want to be as hateful as you want and not have to answer for it. As far as the anarchist, who didn't mind gay men but thought lesbians were competition, when I think of him, I think of my former roommate and the situation that shouldn't be, which is liberals being at war with each other. There is enough conflict and real victimization and violence. Don't add to it by being a forceful asshole that demands to have your voice heard at every moment, no matter what the cost, even if it's at the sacrifice of the very movements you support. And you know what? If you have such backwards views as about gay people, and yeah, lesbians are gay people, dude, then you probably shouldn't call yourself a liberal. 2020 may have been a long time coming for many movements, but you know what? It shouldn't have been. We shouldn't have needed a worldwide pandemic and an abhorrent presidency bent on becoming a dictatorship headed by idiocy for us to take any notice. Yeah.
All right, that was Reaction Sports with Lost in Thought. Coming up next, we have the wonderful Hot Tamale and your Action Sports.
I'm joking.
Sure, wasted.
I just sprayed his mic. Okay, so
Must have been my boxers.
It doesn't matter what you're reading. If I play that song, I got to announce it like you're doing like the news or something. Action sports, you know, it just sounds like that.
You know what you could do? I don't know if this would be a possibility, or should I add it on to your never-ending
To-do list.
See if you can find some like 70s sounding.
I can't even get the rest of the songs that I already have on my thumb drive.
All right. So, Lost in Thought, are we going to turn the list around?
We are.
Turn the list around. Gotta
Boots
be
and pants and boots and pants and
performance.
boots and pants and boots and pants and
Anyway.
boots and pants.
Okay, so, let me see. Tom Moon, are you ready to hit this virtual spoken and heard stage?
I'm so
He
ready. I've been waiting for
is.
17 years.
He's always ready. So coming up next to the virtual spoken and heard stage, Tom Moon Bird.
It's Easter Sunday night. I want to talk about drugs. My main drug is metformin. Other drugs include pioglitazone, lisinopril, jardiance, and pravastatin. Never made me cured, but managed my A1C at 6.3 and high blood pressure. High blood pressure! So many drugs, such as pharmacopoeia, work, love, duty, pain, art, music. Here we go again. Masochists and sadists dance together again. They know the need to share each other's refrains. Organics or powders, green, white, blue or red pills. Young are shunted down post-matrix choices. Alcoholic parents give way to stone green children, whose acid criticism is art alternatives, who move to the magic of dance in their minds. Overdosed on obedience, they seek Jack Kerouac, find only dead beats and dealer thugs. 60 survivors with visions for songs want the whole world to sing along like a Coke commercial. But they've moved on past 70s mirrorball discos and flares into 80s yuppie keyboard refrains to 90s Americana, then 2000 shoegazers again, fit back into the system. And here we are, recycling refrains from Lost Crusades and peace demonstrations. Soundtrack of our lives is now deja vu. The drugs are too. Nothing under your skin is new. The best drug is new. Call center operators. I have known Victor Manning, king of ketamine, empowered operator, whose calls were all numero uno. Was it only his altered consciousness that made his guitar playing so ecstatic in Old Dead Bug and Bliss Ninnies, more than recycle light show images and Grateful Dead riffs? He smiled horizons, so he flies from San Jose to London, to walk through London rain to the stage door where the 25th anniversary of Gong was enacting wise rituals on stage. So I let him in for free. I let him in because his wet and smile is widening. Or Lost in Thought, who actually walks long distances to help host Spoken and Heard every Sunday night, after being flooded out, his possessions dumped, and homeless but happy, as to the joy of every open mic performer every Sunday night Kickbutt. Somehow, their human and happy souls are elevated enough to levitate every soul after hours. They work to live, but live to play after work. Releases them these days. Victor is gone, jamming in Gong heaven. Lost in Thought lives, and work is always anonymous. But these shining souls are unique, and this is always heaven on earth. Easter Sunday, Kickbutt Coffee Shop, spoken and heard.
Yeah.
They call him Tom Moon. They call him Tom Moon. Tom Moon. Tom Moon. Tom Moon.
Oh yeah. Love it. Thank you.
Okay, give it up for Tom Moon Bird, Tom World Poet, Tom who has his own day in Austin. Which one is that, Tom?
I think it was August 25th, but that was this year. I don't know what year anymore.
Well,
But
doesn't
anyhow.
that mean you're going to continuously have a day? So when August 25th rolls around,
Yeah, it's an official day in Austin, as presented by the mayor, Steve Adler of Austin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's an official Tom
I'm
Moon
still
Day.
here.
Sweet.
Woohoo!
And it's about time, too, man.
All right, thank you, sir. Very great to be
It's
here,
like
wherever I am.
you like...
So we got to remember when August 25th rolls around, we all got to break out our bright yellow shirts.
Yeah, see, that should be a... you have to dress like Tom Moon on Tom Moon Day.
bright yellow shirts. We gotta wear beads like it's Mardi Gras.
A bright yellow shirt with a red handkerchief around your neck.
And a big thing of bubbles.
Now that we're in between performances, I'm gonna try to call Charlotte Shotwell back.
Okay.
Because we disconnected. She was saying she was having some problems. So let me see if I can add her. I don't know if she's ready or not. But I'm calling her now and see if she picks up.
Oh, wait. I just wanted to make a little footnote. I'm really...
I hear.
There she is. Cool.
I just wanted to say I am very grateful to my kids who have been they've been mostly quarantined during this whole thing. My son is now the prep cook over at Papa Murphy's, and he really likes creating pizzas. But he actually made this amazing chicken salad last night that had red grapes, pecans, and celery mixed in. Oh, so good. Okay, I know it was good because I'm burping it and it still tastes good. So you know something was really delicious when you're like, ooh, it makes me want some more.
Delicioso.
Something like that, huh?
Delicioso.
Yeah, don't whisper on the mic. It doesn't translate well.
I'm sorry, it's probably because of my boxers.
Okay, trauma. Okay, and I'm back. So, Lost in Thought, who is coming up next to the Spoken and Heard stage?
Well, we have returning live to the stage.
All right, go ahead. Let me know.
Yes. Returning live to our stage, surprise, surprise. Coming up next is going to be Punk Bordello.
Yeah, encore. What?
That was Reggie's song.
Excellent. I love this music, man. I really do. It's such a nice touch.
So we used to actually have like some performers would have like their own, like Birdman used to come up with like Bad from Michael Jackson or Super Freak or something. But ever since we started streaming, I started getting hit with copyright stuff.
Yeah. So
we had to play these the snippets that I play. They're all royalty free, So.
Right. Public domain. No.
Yeah.
I totally get you, man. I actually created my own intro for that reason. It's actually the first video that's gonna drop off of what I'm releasing every 2 weeks. And that intro music is one of the first things that I made off of the album, and I designed it so that I could like tune up my guitar at a small,
and it fills in the dead space.
Right, exactly. So I could just kind of like fill up the room, and so everybody's paying attention from the second I get up there, even if I'm just like tuning my guitar.
Yeah, and we would do that because if somebody was sitting in the back of the room, ladies and gentlemen, Earl.
Yeah.
And it takes them a few seconds to walk up, so that music's playing and it fills in the dead spots.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the music that you're picking is just like it's lovely. I just think it's so it's funny, but it's also like tasteful. It's cool.
There are a couple that sound like action sports, and now with your action sports,
I get that.
Okay, enough.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am Punk Bordello, and I'm going to be playing another 2 songs. These ones won't be released for quite some time, so if you want to, keep updated with me, I would recommend following my YouTube channel or any of my social media. All of it is Punk Bordello, because Punk Bordello is a made-up word, so I scored it. It's great. It's also going to be the name of my record label one day in the long future ahead of me. But this song is called Rebel, or Rebel, I guess, if you want to get technical. She starts on starlight, giving all she can. It's just like this park ride, but I'm still your man. 1,000 light years ain't a distance to me, 'cause right next to you is where I'd be free to be. It doesn't need to have to be so hard. I'm eagerly awaiting just to do my part. Go against the grain, come against your love. Turn the car around, come back for more. Go Just hold on and rebel with me. Just hold on and rebel with me. It's not about point A to point B. It's about understanding about the gravity, the possible anomaly, the journey that we take. You see, leaves another memory, breeds another opportunity. Sometimes all we got is ourselves, and the healing gets put up on that shelf. But girl, I'ma be right there just as soon as I can. When it makes some sense and I make the moves as fast as I can. With the steering wheel in my hand, and the whole world is at my hand, and they know my name across the land, and the steering wheel is in my hand. Nothing's ever up to us, but if it were up to me, I'd hold him wholeheartedly to the times we have especially. She don't have to get away in jet so quick, but she don't know any other life than this. When we're in my clothes, when we're so exposed. Go Instagram, come get your love, turn that car around, come back for more. Girl, it's not the same to have someone. All the love we found, that's just for sure. Just hold on and rebel with me. Hold on and rebel. Go against the grain. Come and get your love. Turn the car around. Come back for more. Oh, girl, it's not the same to have someone. All the love we found, that's just for sure. When the steering wheel is in my hand, and they put my name across the land. Just hold on and rebel with me. 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 Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So this next one, I didn't think I was gonna be able to play 4 songs tonight, so I'm just gauging which one I should play. I think I'm gonna go with Lovely. This next song is called Lovely. The sun sets on another gloomy day. I wonder when it'll all be taken away. Does everybody endure similar pain? We saw life through rose-colored glasses. We could be so much more open than what we are tonight. We're all like fire that burns out, trying to reach higher ground as the wind smacks it down and away. Yeah, who's to say the future can hold much more for us anyway? Hold on tight to the reservations in the way. We've all been in these bad lanes, trying to figure out what's insane, hoping not to leave in vain, working to move up in the game, trying to get dry after getting caught in the rain, trying to alleviate wounds and know the pain, trying to alleviate wounds and know the pain, trying to alleviate wounds and know the pain, trying to alleviate wounds and know the pain. We could be so much more than what we think we are. Really young to be if it's any consolation, I enjoyed the conversation. Your energy is sensation, but in this affects some causation. Everybody new seems to react just like you, and I'm doing my very best to keep it all glued. Do I sit in a mood, or do I get up and move? So do I get up and move to get through to you? The seasons will change, but people will remain the same. We'll never know what goes on in your brain, but I know I'll never be in the frame. But I know I'll never be in the frame. Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, isn't it pretty? Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, isn't it pretty? The seasons will change, but people will remain the same. We'll never know what goes on in your brain, but I know I'll never be in the frame. Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, isn't it lovely? Oh, isn't it pretty? Oh, and by the way, before you cue me off right there, Shaky Graves actually signed my arm. And I forget to talk about it all the time, but he was like one of the first celebrities I ever met. And I was drunk drinking in Lincoln Park across the street.
Okay.
And it was my birthday, so I wrote "Birthday Boy" across my chest. And all of a sudden, Shaky pulls up in this limo, and he gets out, and we're all like stargazed, like because. I mean, I hadn't been to Austin, and I was just obsessed with the guy. And so I was like, sign my arm, and I'll get it tattooed. And he parted the crowd like the Red Sea, and came up and just signed my arm, and I made good on my promise. And yeah, but little fun fact.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Like sign my arm, and I'll get it tattooed. And he parted the crowd like the Red Sea, and came up and just signed my arm, and I
We're echoing. Somebody has their speaker on really loud or something. Okay, that's better.
All right, give it up for Punk Bordello. Oh, okay. And which sites did you say you were on? Which sites did you say you were on? Like SoundCloud,
All
Bandcamp.
right, give it up for Punk Bordello. Oh, okay. And which site did you say you were on? Which site did you say you were on? All right, give it up for Punk Bordello.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
There's an
Okay, wait a minute.
echo.
One of our online.
I think they fixed it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the speaker was. They had their speaker on real loud. It was echoing, but it stopped now, so that's good.
But yes, Punk Bordello says that check him out on YouTube and Instagram. And then on the Bandcamp and all the other things, his album is going to be dropping.
Bordello, BORDELLO.
And the first release is going to be on May 7th. Write it down, people.
Bordello, BORDELLO.
Yeah, Bordello.
Okay, I was just checking.
Do you know what a Bordello is?
I was just checking the spelling.
Okay, wait. What's a Bordello?
It's a brothel.
Thank you.
I speak from experience.
I was about to say that, but you beat me to it.
You know, there was a Tales from the Crypt movie with Dennis Miller called Bordello Blood. It was a terrible movie, but
great title.
I love the Crypt Keeper.
Okay, wait,
but,
I gotta.
Yes.
Okay, that was good.
I love. Oh wow, that was. I hated that movie, but I love the Crypt Keeper.
What was that one with Billy Zane?
Demon Knight.
That
was the better one.
That one was so stupid. I loved it. I loved every
Demon.
second.
Yes.
It was campy and delicious, and
Everything Tales from the Crypt.
And what's her name? That's married to Will Smith now. Jada. She was the star in there. Oh, that. I want to watch that movie again.
I did monitors for Jada Smith. She came down with a metal band. A hardcore metal band, yeah, and they were badass. I was impressed. I was like, holy shit. She's up there. The band was like, dun, 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 dun. I was like, shit, Jada, damn.
I want to do that.
It was good. I was impressed. She was really good. That was about 15, 20 years ago. But yeah.
Okay.
But I was trying to pinpoint it when I was listening to your music, Bordello, and I kept thinking, who does it sound like? The one, and think of another artist, but one other artist that came to mind was Filter. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of a 90s song, Take My Picture. Yeah.
Nobody's ever made that comparison. I get like Incubus.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
If they had like a little bit more jazz kind of stuff in there. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay, wait, there I am. I popped in there. Hey.
Charlotte, are you there?
Can y'all see me?
Yes, we can see you now.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get.
Awesome.
Let me get you on the screen over here.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well,
because
thank you, Punk Bordello. Your music's really awesome. Thank you. Okay, Lost in Thought. Are you going to bring somebody else up?
I am, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, coming up next, we have an important member of our society, of our little clique here.
Society.
Yes, our society.
It's our commune.
Even though, and I love her dearly, think of her as a big sister, even though she stood up here and humiliated me, telling everyone that I was in my underwear when I was not. But
yes,
what? But you know what? That's probably what a big sister would do as well. So coming up next, with much love, we have Miss Hot Tamale.
I was waiting for that. I was like,
yeah, she's already up there. There's no sense of me playing
I
the
don't
whole
have to
thing.
walk up the whole 15 seconds. Okay, I'm going to give you some old shit.
Old shit.
All right.
Dry and crumbly.
And it's called Temporary. I gotta give my steam a break here. Okay, thank you. Existence feels like a watermark. Rings on the table make an impression for a short time. Cigarette smoke exhaled, hangs in the air, but for a moment. A soap bubble floats in the atmosphere. Tension eventually leads to bursting. Even flatulence doesn't last forever. It stinks like holy fuck, and then it's gone. Music creates an echo, a shimmer in time, flowing away, taking up space. Words create a surreal sculpture in the mind, cannot be felt by your fingers, sensation of a different kind. Statement rough like sandpaper, expressions smooth as silk, flowing over your heart, cool as milk. Soft feather-like words tickle your soul, stab your mind, and just as fast are gone. What will you do with them? Will they linger on? Thank you. And now I'm going to do my medley of Elvis Presley songs. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I'm saying. Word I'm saying.
Did you know that's Mickey Gilley that's doing the backups on that?
Really?
That's pretty cool. He's got a high voice for a little guy.
He's a country singer.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I do.
Honestly, I think that topped my poem.
Did it?
Okay. Go ahead.
Sometimes I do a Presley impersonation. Hi, I'm Elvis Presley.
Hi, I'm Elvis Presley.
I'm sorry, folks. I've been an Elvis Presley fan since before I could walk. You can ask my mom. I mean, she would basically put my baby carrier in front of the TV, and I'd be watching him while he was performing in Vegas. So
Do you remember that?
it's in the DNA.
Do you remember that actor Bruno Kirby? Mm-hmm. He used to be an usher at a theater in Hollywood when he was up and coming, right? Mm-hmm. And he said one time Elvis came.
He was from City Slickers.
He said one day Elvis came to the theater and he goes, a lot of people don't realize Elvis just couldn't go to the theater because he'd be mobbed. So, and he said he thinks he come on in.
You're good.
He said he thinks, you know how when celebrities go out, they kind of downplay it. They wear hats and, and sunglasses and stuff. Mm-hmm. He thinks Elvis did the complete opposite. I mean, he was always on. He was always Elvis, rhinestones and wraparound sunglasses and stuff. And so he was working the theater, and this man comes up, and he buys like 100 tickets, at the theater. He bought all the tickets. And
that's awesome.
And so he was like, being a good usher, he's like, well, if you like, sir, I'll tear those tickets for you now, and when your party arrives, I'll walk them in.
Be ready to go.
And the guy was like, no, my boss might change his mind. And he goes, begging your pardon, sir, after the money you just spent on these tickets, I don't think your boss is going to change his mind. And then the guy was like, you don't know my boss. And he goes, with that, a limousine pulled up, and the door opens, and he comes out like in a white jumpsuit, wraparound sunglasses, blue black hair, and he starts walking towards him. Starts walking down to and he like broke every code in the usher's handbook. He slouched against the door like, the king. It's the king. It's like, thank you very much. And just walked in because he had to rent the whole theater so he could go see a movie.
Wow.
But yeah, he just totally. He upscaled everything. If he was going out, he was the king. He wasn't like with glasses and baseball cap. He was always Elvis, and there'll never be another Elvis.
I mean, I know that one of the things.
Okay, that was for Elvis. I'm sorry.
I know that one of the things that drove him nuts was like they always tried to put him in this role of being like he kept being in these superficial movies.
Well, that was the Colonel. He kept trying to market him in any way possible.
Yeah. Well, that's like Andy Murphy said. He's like they put him in movies. He couldn't act. Okay, let's just them sing the dialogue. Elvis, we got to win this race. We got to win this race. Elvis, you want some lemonade? Lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's the thought?
Look at Birdman. He looks like, are they done yet?
No.
This moment has been brought to you by Elvis Presley.
What was that, Birdman?
I wanted to ask you a question.
What's that?
You ever been to Gillies?
No, I never have. I don't think so.
I heard they're reopening it.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that. I
you
don't
know
know
what?
if
I
it's
made the
Gilly
delivery,
himself.
and they made it real clear when I made the delivery. All I could do was come to the door. I couldn't come in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
That was like in 80, 81.
Wow.
And what was his name? Charlie Pride? When Charlie Pride came
What, they
there.
make him play outside or something?
Hey, man. They was like, what the hell is this?
Oh, no.
Yes. Pasadena is headquarters. That's all I got to say.
That's the
Yeah.
they opened up a couple of Gillies but I think they all shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the one in Pasadena was the one that was in the movie with John Travolta.
Urban Cowboy, yeah.
Yes.
No.
And it was a little small. It was very small, but hey, man, like I said, they told me straight up. They said when you go there, knock on the door, don't step in, just hand them their supplies. I'm like, no problem.
Birdman, you just reminded me real quick. One more before we keep going, and I do apologize. When you said that about the delivery, that kind of reminds me of my ex. He used to deliver pizzas in the early 90s. And one was to a honky tonk. We lived in East Texas, specifically Kilgore, Texas.
We have country and western.
Yeah, pretty much. And he basically opened the door, and there was a girl knocked out, passed out, blood coming from her nose. And he was holding the pizza, and the bartender said, "Boy, you got here at the wrong time." And he was like, and my ex was like 6'6", so he was like, "Oh shit, that'll be $20.95." He was just standing there frozen until the bartender came around, handed him the money, and he just backed out.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Kilgore was one of those places where there was no track you could cross, in other words. Okay, so Lost in Thought. We are losing our audience. Who's coming up next?
Flying in next, we've got Birdman 313.
Birdman 313.
All right.
And thanks, guys, for hanging out. Birdman.
Okay, this poem here, I actually wrote this last week, and it's actually a true story. And I'm quite sure, Ernie, you know where this street is at too. It's in L.A.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's about a person that I met, and he actually lost his arm, and his family walked out on him. But the title of the poem is "The Old Man at the Park" on Cahuenga Drive. You know where that's at, Ernie?
Sure.
Okay. An old man strolls to the park daily to sit in the park to let his mind be at peace with life and nature. His mind wanders through old memories and thoughts from the past. Each day, as he makes his journey, smiling and minding his own business, he stops at the store to get something to drink. His legs move ahead of his mind, eager to get to his favorite bench after leaving the store. He enters the park amazed at the beauty of the flowers. No one bothers him, as it seems that everyone at the park knows him. He sits on the wooden bench in his quiet mood and just enjoys the peace that is felt at the park. He watches the cars pass by and other people walking, playing games at the park. He knows his way to the park without any assistance. On this particular day, he seemed a little confused. It was the bench by the tree where he first sat as he watched me. After catching his breath, he came over and approached the table where I was sitting and introduced himself. He said hello and asked if it was okay for him to sit down at the table. The trees in the park stared down at the old man as he walked through. The soft green grass and the flowers that were blooming. While he continued looking through the maze of trees and bushes, one caught his eye. It was a weeping willow hidden behind a few trunks of trees. He said this tree protects him from the sun and rain when he is at the park. He said the other benches had been replaced by the picnic tables. The look on his face was like he had lost his only friend that was left in the world. After we talked for a while, he said it was time to go home. He followed the path that he had so many times traveled. He said, "Good evening, and hope to see you again." Through the trees and towards the sidewalk he went, shaking his head as he seemed to be angry. He knelt down with a teardrop in his eye. He was in inspecting the scratch marks. He turned with red eyes and a teardrop rolling down his cheeks and said in a crackling voice, I guess nothing. He turned and continued towards home. The last 3 days of my trip, I sat in the park, but he never came back. I never got a chance to give him a book of my poems. I never saw him again. The park on Cahuenga Drive in LA, California, but will never forget him. There you go. And the store that was next that he went to was owned by Kobe Bryant.
What was that?
I said the store that he went was next to the park was owned by Kobe Bryant.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Nice. All right, give it up for Birdman 313.
All the way from Houston town. H-Town in the house.
Of course, that just whenever I do that always makes me think of that part in Three Amigos. You know, when he was trying to signal to his friends, hey, you two, look up here, look up here, look up here. Okay, that.
I thought you were talking about the rap group Three Amigos.
I just remembered there was I think a UK or an Australian boy band in the 90s called O-Town, and they did a song called Liquid Dreams, and I just now figured out, they were talking about wet dreams.
Oh God.
Okay, now you're gonna start letting everyone know how often you do that to
It's
yourself.
late but never on steroids.
TMI. Okay. Okay, I'm done. So, lost.
No, it was funny when Tay just walked in. He walked in front of the camera and he ducked down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you see somebody taking a picture, and you got to walk or they're filming or something, you tend to bow your head low, so you don't mess up their picture, right? Well, one time, a long time ago, we had a show on this stage over here, and where this curtain is, there used to be a wall here. And it was a hip-hop show, and there was a rapper up here on stage, and there was a bunch, it was packed, there was a lot of people here, and I was set up there in the corner doing sound, and there was a bunch of cameras set up here against, like, where this curtain is, and they were filming and all this, and this guy walks in, and the show's going down, and he sees all the cameras, he sees the guy on stage, and he starts to duck, a little bit, and he looks back at the stage and looks at the cameras. He got lower and lower and lower, and then finally he just got on his hands and knees and crawled across the... And the rapper, he lost it. He just... Dude,
what are you doing?
I was like, what are you... we started... he gave me a look, and we just like, oh, God. He crawls on his hands and knees across, and then he got...
That would probably be me. I would probably do something like that.
It's like, dude.
That kind of reminds me, Ernie.
He really didn't want to disrupt the situation.
When me and you would do like sound gigs, production gigs all over the state, and then there would be like girls like trying to take pictures with the acts, and they'd be like, like that with the guy, and I'd come up behind him like, and then I just totally photobomb. I'd photobomb them and just take off, and they'd be like, "What the?" I'm like, "I'm working." I just keep going, and then so force them to take another picture. Okay, lost in thought. Who is coming up next?
Well, coming up next, they say the sky's the limit, and I think this.
Who said that? I'm kidding.
A lot of people. I think this next poet is going to prove it. Let's hear it for Sky Shotwell.
Sky.
No, she's not there. She was there. Should I try to call her back?
Okay, let's just...
Wait, let me call her back real quick. No?
Well, let's all go to the lobby.
No, let me call her. Just take a second.
Some snacks.
Add her. Let's see. Let me add her to the call and see if she picks up.
Okay, but
She's
in the
reached
meantime...
call her back.
Wait, hold on.
She said she'd call back?
She said she'd call back?
Yeah, but she's on, and we're live, and this is show,
Okay,
and this is show business.
Okay, Tay,
Sorry, Sky.
are you ready to go? Okay.
Wait. I think we got her. Are you there?
Just a second.
Sky, are you with us?
Are you ready to go?
Why is the speaker off?
We can hear you.
She's saying, why is the speaker off? Ernie B, can you offer some audio advice?
We can hear you. We can't see you. Oh.
Okay, people, in the meantime, go over to the bar, get something to eat while we figure this out. Eat, drink, get buzzed, be merry, have a raisin.
Eat, pray, love.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Sky, you with us?
Are you with us?
Is there any... Okay, I don't want to say goodbye blue sky because that's a little depressing. But I mean, okay, what's a happy song? Red Skies at Night? No,
Mr. Blue Sky,
that's depressing too. Give me a happy sky song.
Wasn't the beginning of that oh God, the movie
Blue Eyes? No, wrong one. What about Reading Rainbow? Butterfly in the sky. Holy cow, you're taking it back. Okay, Ernie B, is she there?
We're connected, but I can't see or hear her. Sky Shotwell, are you?
Sky.
Are you ready to read or?
Okay, here, wait, hold on. I'll start dancing.
Boots and pants and 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 boots.
I'm gonna start singing some more Elvis.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, Sky, you there?
Okay, we can't hear you now. You have to unmute your microphone.
That's when you start mouthing to somebody across from you.
Try doing that with a mask on.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
She froze again.
Oh God, there's this one lady. She's one of my regular customers at work. She has a clear mask. I kid you not. She makes me think of, you know, that end of Return of the Jedi when Vader took his mask off and he's wearing that thing under his chin. That's what she looks like. Every time she comes to my register, I want to go, "Sup, Vader?" I see her and I have to go, "I'm not going to laugh at you. I'm really trying not to laugh at you. My customer service face is right here."
You know, that does kind of make me think of when I was working in Eckerd. And
boy, he just takes it back to the 90s when he says Eckerd.
Okay, Sky, are you ready or? Because I just see a frozen image here.
Here we come.
I think she's having technical problems, I believe.
Yes. Okay, so
let's move on.
Yep.
Just for the funk of it.
But no, I was gonna say there was this. She was a very nice woman, and she would walk in, and she just happened to think she was dating Captain Luke Picard, and I would entertain her, and I would say,
"You need to tell her I'm Jean-Luc." I just look like.
Would you entertain her or would you oblige her?
He would entertain her.
And that's what made me gay.
Okay, lots of that. We really need to bring up another performer. Come on.
Remember that line from High Plains Drifter and he's like, he tells that woman, "Sorry, ma'am, I wish I could oblige you, but I have things to do." And she's like, "Oblige me?" Oh, but she wanted it, because she was chasing them all over town.
Oh yeah. I remember that scene. Yeah,
High Plains Drifter.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so coming up next to our stage, we have Mr. Tay Swift.
Woo!
Good evening. Kickbutt Coffee, what's going on? Every time, you know what song I wish I could walk up to, like the President's theme song? Don't. I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I had a long day at work. 12 hours as a motherfucker on your feet. Okay. What's up, everybody? Mr. Moon Man.
Hold on. Let me bring him back.
There he is. Where's my H-Town buddy at? There you go.
Baby. I'm here.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Good, man.
All right.
We love you.
I love it.
UFO.
I love these guys.
UFOs.
I love these guys so much. All right, guys. So this is my one. The first one I came here first. I did one called Ill Thoughts. Well, this is Ill Thoughts, the sequel. I hope you enjoy. Questions. Questions, so many questions. Peel back the facts, become informed, stray from the norm. What is normal? Acceptance? What makes you feel comfortable? I say normalcy needs an upgrade. No, a makeover. Moreover, I declare normal, aside from washing machine and a dishwasher machine, be stricken from our vocabulary. Say standard or usual, because I don't want to hear that word normal. I think these quizzes, questions, and quirks better be quaint. It is I, phonetic, the kid liberal, kinda watching in this living room, kicking these quatrains. I'm puffing that Mary Jane. I'm slapping some Coltrane. I'm on that Incubus, you on that Coldplay. Them fast times at Ridgemont High made me leave my wallet in El Segundo, which led to the bad times at El Royale. Hey, baby, baby, where did our love go? Hiram Clark, where my mom was this blue-eyed, fair-skinned, curious intelligence, and that sperm donor was Don Cheadle Dark, selfish charisma. What is phonetic Swift for 200? Correct. What is reverberation? Shockwaves are rumbling miles away. Poetically, I twist and say, I've been in cryo-sleep in a pit where men are sent to suffer and die. But sometimes the pit sends something back with tattoos, braids, and a chip on his shoulder. One of them Bane-built byproducts of the dungeon. I am spoken words reckoning. What is necessary evil? Sometimes good is too little. It's not strong enough. Smash, fly, I, no excuses, masked as reasons. But let's not stand on ceremony here. You think metaphors are your ally. But you merely adopted wordplay. I was born of it, molded by it, controlled by it, bought and sold by it. Then muffled my murmurs become words proudly shouted. Dangling my legs over piranha-filled rivers where beds are lined with razors. A switch-bladed safe haven written by the mixed breed Wes Craven. That's where I learned the truth about despair. Shivering yet smiling, knowing the light nears my skin. What is hope? That uplifting, jarring disappointment. Hope hurts in the arms of failure. Now what have I become? A version of myself have I succumbed to a tickle in the head? The words of a wise man I never had the pleasure of knowing. Which direction the rowers may be rowing? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Poetry is my instrument of liberation. I come not as a conqueror, but as a liberator. Yes, you have your champion. Oh yes, every venue does. Until I buzz by with a monologue so raw, a cataclysmic epilogue, handing the stage back all gnawed. It looked like a pack of pit bull puppies was up here going off. I move for the court to support this torque of what words used to be capable of. Stay woke. Art, man, is far out. Far out past limitless portals, black hole suns, and crawl spaces. And the mind of Einstein, Marilyn Manson, Howard Hughes, Edison, thoughts said before will be said again. It is I, phonetic, the well-dressed demigod, passing by synagogues, saying, I'm not in there because I know you're in me, God. You see, when I was born, it was during the storm. The planet was forewarned. I will torch, scorch, thwart, impale any foe with a fork in this tiny town, 30 minutes outside of Houston. I was this lady killer. But Mom's, God rest her soul, told me, you need to treat the girls nice. Good advice. Thought about it thrice, chewing a cup of ice, but it wasn't loud enough. Kept ping-ponging them. Now there's one that I love that's powerful, tough. I can't unlove this one, baby. You got your hooks in my soul. Her kisses are equivalent to 1.21 gigawatts, the same as a bolt of lightning. A bolt of lightning! These are the results of 1,000 electric volts, empty eyes picked clean by the crows, and 1,000 sunken bolts. The meaning of life still sought, at least you feel something if you feel soft. Mom passed and I just feel off. Anybody else hear that high-pitched whistle? I wonder if it will stop. Stop, will it, if, wonder I, whistle pitch, hide that here, else body any, showmanship, huh? Attaboy, the poetic Gomez Adams, and my half-breed Morticia sashayed away, laughing maniacally at the way I obliterated opposition today. Words are powerful inhabitants to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, church? I see. A goon ain't shit to a goblin. Okay, but what's a goblin to a gargoyle? Perched, scorched earth, torn turf, disregard your attire, spark the wire, set fire to your desire, practice till you perspire, let lessons transpire, and for Saul Williams' sake, allow yourself to become inspired. And if you don't know, now you know, rookie.
Woo-hoo! I got my mute fixed.
Okay. Stand by.
All right, give it up for Tay. I gotta tell you, as soon as you said a bolt of lightning, I was like, Back to the Future. Yes.
Yeah, because it was right after the 10,000 gigawatts referencer. 1 point.
Wait, Doc. What the heck's a gigawatt?
And he freaks out. His eyes, his facial expressions. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Christopher Lloyd, man.
He is the best freaking facial actor out there.
I mean, and
Ever since Taxi. Oh my God.
I loved how your piece just like swerved and like went all these different directions. But I
Did you understand that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, me neither.
As long as
And I'm
Tay,
right
as
here.
long as Tay understood. So, fuck y'all. So
Hey, I think Sky's ready.
Okay, Sky, you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, it only took a year to get audio
It's all
and
working
video,
now.
but like, yep.
That damn dial up. No, just kidding.
Okay. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right,
Sky
coming
Spirit
up next to the
Deposit.
virtual spoken and heard stage, give it up for Sky Shotwell.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. From a memorial for a friend of Tom and I's that I was at last night, and I think that everybody will enjoy the gist of the central poem. But just here, so Tom can understand it. So as Lisa would say, to get Tom and anybody else that knew Lisa Bryce up to speed. It was a mystical introduction that day at Lisa and Taylor's when Greg introduced me to them upon my arrival in Houston. I always knew Lisa as a powerful woman simply by the fact it was always Lisa and Taylor's when I would hear people refer to the White House next door to the best Mexican cafe and live music venue in Houston, Last Concert Cafe.
Yay!
A poet's letter to Lisa. And if you use Lisa as an acronym, it's love is Lisa is soaring above. I want you to know there is one thing I'm not sure you ever knew. I can tell you this, I know. Greg's love was, is, and will forever be true, as will ours. For you see, my dear, when he met me again so long ago on 6th Street after having met briefly as teens, one thing he told me, quote, I know one thing. I know whom I truly want to be with. Her name is Lisa, and she is the most beautiful, artistic, and crafty woman I know. Then, end quote. Then, as I best recall, he said something along the lines that it just wasn't their time. But you see, I take risks, and having been in more than one open relationship in the past, I totally understood, and shortly thereafter, moved from Austin to Houston. The best gift of that decision, Lisa, was you. As you know, you and Taylor and I and Greg were together at the time. So you see, my dear, fate had to wait. And I'm sure Taylor won't mind me telling you that when we chatted after the Zoom memorial, in which we know you were present, that he never saw anyone fall head over heels in love as you had with Greg, and that he was truly happy for you. It seems our lives have come full circle. You and Greg helping me with my memorial for Tom. Now my saying till we meet again at yours. Trust me, your friends and family have cried and continue to cry thousands, if not millions of tears at our loss. For you were a daughter and niece, a wife, a friend, while also being Mama Lisa to some, a soul sister to others, along with all those soul brothers, sons, and daughters, and now a beloved angel amidst the rest who have gone way too soon. Thank you for being so. I love you still, and I always will, as one of my few BFFs, my confidant, my maid of honor, and soul sister. Love always, Charlotte, a.k.a. Sky. Take flight amidst the clouds and dance with us beyond the clouds of today and into the sunshine of all our tomorrows. Thank y'all. I have one more if it's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Let me get down to it quick. It only take just a second. I gotta scroll down to the part it's in.
Whatever you do, don't turn off your camera.
Oh no, I'm not off the camera. I'm scrolling on the computer to get down to the point. It's the one I read. Okay. Okay. We tried this before. It was like the first time I called in and I was really nervous and there was no video. So here's the video. Here's fresh air. I am a child of the universe, born to explore the mysteries that bind time and space to infinity. I am part of a never-ending story told time and again, ancestor of the ancients yet unborn. I am the goddess and the god, male and female, time and space. I am the voice of the creator and creation itself. I am a child lost in confusion and the answers to questions unasked. I am happiness and joy, sadness and sorrow. I am today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I am that which you seek and that which you have. I am beauty and destruction, death and reproduction. I am song and dance, skill and chance. I am the sun and moon, sand and dune. I am the bather and the bath, provider of love and wrath. I am the known and the unknown, the seed and that which is sown. I am fire and flame, fortune and fame. I am life and death, for I am breath.
Yeah.
And this point means even more to me now after COVID. I have to tell you.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
that?
Post-COVID means more to her. She's got breath of life. She's alive
Yes.
with it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sky. Give it up for Sky Shotwell.
Thank y'all for listening. Have a great evening. Bye.
It's all right. You made it, and everything worked.
Her triumphant return to the virtual stage.
Yeah, she was messaging me like, "Oh, I'm trying to get this installed on my Windows 10 and blah blah blah, and it's taking forever and blah." But she got it working.
I switched it to the phone for the Skype and the computer. Boy,
Yeah,
it
see,
still didn't.
we would use Zoom because I know a lot of people use Zoom, and Zoom's
And
easier.
a lot of people do tell Ernie, use Zoom.
But Zoom charges. They only let you do 40 minutes, and then it'll kick you offline. And we're doing 3 hours, so you have to pay for it after that. And Skype doesn't charge for that, so that's why we use Skype. Yeah,
I love Skype. It works. It just took me forever to figure out what I needed to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, sometimes you're not the only one. The mute. Some people log in and then they mute their camera because they're not up yet, and they're doing what they do around the house, and they just leave the audio on so they can listen. But then they can't figure out how to unmute it. Like, oh, what happened? It's happened to me too. So don't feel bad.
Alrighty, I gotta say this has been an incredible night.
Yes.
I mean, I know that it's been live here. It's been kind of small, but honestly,
it's Easter. A lot of people are Easter doing
yes,
things.
that's what I expect. I mean, it's like I remember because we've been doing this for almost 12 years. And we always know when the slow periods would be coming, which would be
Super Bowl Sunday is the same way.
Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. I once saw Dave Chappelle on Super Bowl Sunday live over at Cap City Comedy.
Oh, wow.
And in between, he'd be like, "What's the score?"
I was doing monitors. I was doing sound for I think it was Snoop Dogg, as a matter of fact. Okay. And the NBA playoffs were happening, and and we had a TV backstage, with the sound off, right? And it was time for him to go on, and they were delaying. He wasn't coming out. Because they were going into overtime.
Oh, shit.
They were watching the game in the bus.
Oh, shit.
So and as soon as the game was over, then he came out. All right, let's do this.
So I was going to say Punk Bordello. Good choice, my friend. With the...
Oh, yeah.
He's having the...
Punk Bordello is enjoying a pizza. We're going to have to take a picture of him and have him like yeah, exactly like that. We're going to Punk Bordello loves Kickbutt Pizza.
It is.
Sometime soon I want to make it in person.
There you go. We still mask up.
Yep.
We're still social distancing. We're still hand sanitizing.
There's hand
like
sanitizer
crazy.
at the door here.
And honestly, if my constant harping and reminding doesn't get through to you about the mask, the bartender will let you know, and he's a black belt.
And he's a pirate. Hey.
He's like,
Hey,
put your
man,
mask
I'm
on!
wearing double mask.
Okay. Alrighty, so closing out the night, our 2024 presidential candidate himself. Give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
Hey, President Goodwin.
I really do need to get Hail to the Chief for him. I'll work on it. I'll work on it for next time.
So the title was inspired by President Joe Biden. It's called Jim Eagle. Fun fact, Georgia was the first state to administer a poll tax, eliminated by the Supreme Court in the rare times they made judgments that made practical sense. Strike Plessy versus Ferguson, Dred Scott gutting Section 5 pre-clearance of the Voting Rights Act from this list. John Roberts' Supremacy Court in Shelby County versus Holder punted to Congress. Therefore, H.R. 1, SB 1, and H.R. 4, SB 4 being the For the People and John Lewis voting rights bills would fix this, save the obstruction by the South favoring filibuster. Brian Kemp is a descendant of this, the son of Southern aristocratic sociopaths. They got reparations from the government for the slaves they lost, that after the war they lost started a campaign of gaslighting, romanticizing the fabled lost cause, erecting idol edifices to murderers, rapists, and criminal miscreants, dare I say seditionists. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person or a group covertly sows seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or group, making them question their memory, perception, or judgment. It may evoke changes in them, such as cognitive dissonance or low self-esteem, rendering the victim additionally dependent on the gaslighter for emotional support and validation. Using denial, misdirection, contradiction, and misinformation, gaslighting involves attempts to destabilize the victim and delegitimize the victim's beliefs. Confederate soldiers etched on Stone Mountain. Bust of Nathan Bedford Forrest, the first Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan at the Tennessee and nation's capital. A bridge in Alabama named for another, crossed by John Robert Lewis, named for the Grand Dragon Edmund Pettus. Military bases named after traitors. Rewriting American history is literal cancel culture, though the culture they were trying to affect was to eliminate the voting franchise from African American citizens, just like the draconian authoritarian grab for power at the Georgia state capitol, arresting State Representative Park Cannon, fearing Stacey Abrams in the 2022 elections, and the two senators recently elected, John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, a preacher in the pastorate occupied by Martin Luther King and a descendant of Jewish immigrants from Nazi pogroms. White supremacy is being rendered impotent and torn asunder by the inexorable diversity of demographics. Georgia is in the same place as Virginia 10 years ago, who used to execute more prisoners than any state in the Union. This week abolished the death penalty because they had an election that put Democrats in the majority. There will be legal challenges, several filed already, but we cannot surrender. Jim Eagle is a dinosaur. Right before the meteor hit 65 million years ago, they went from kings of the earth to peat moss settlement, allowing scurrying rodents to evolve, to tree dwellers, from tree dwellers to Homo erectus, to Homo sapiens, Latin for wise human beings. It should never be illegal to give a human being water. Instead of criminalizing acts of kindness, why not open up more voting precincts? Why not make it illegal long lines that exist in the first place? Why not return to the voting rolls the citizens you removed because of melanin? Brian Kemp Harumph saying he's not racist. Sign the Have Off books, live streaming on Facebook in front of a plantation portrait with 6 white men flanked. Note to Brian, stop acting like it. Brian Kemp is in the data of Republican governors that botched the response to this pandemic, with the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in walking distance of his office. Kemp, in his cowardice, has released the Kraken. You have released the Kraken. We're going to bring backpacks with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and water in them. We're going to bring lawn chairs, sunscreens, and umbrellas. We're going to bring cell phones and external battery chargers. Our ancestors died for this right to vote. We are the only country is remotely Christian, the least of these, and a democracy. Jim Crow, Jim Eagle, Brian Kemp, you have released the Kraken. We are not giving in. We are not going back. We will vote because life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness and democracy depends on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new presidential candidate.
Give it up for our future president, Reggie Goodwin.
Yeah, I need your campaign contribution.
All I can say, Reggie, is start deleting those college pictures.
Uh-oh.
He's like, oh shit, what was that one?
The wonderful thing about being a certain age is that you don't have a digital signature.
That's true.
Just remember, Reggie, always say you never inhaled.
You know what? You know what though? That's what
it was medicinal.
That's what Kiss, the band Kiss, had to do. Remember back in the 70s, nobody knew who they were. You never saw them without their makeup, and that was
they were wearing these.
Yeah, but when they first started, they literally went through and bought up any picture from that friends might have had of them, or they bought physically paid people money. Give me those pictures. They took everything. They took any kind of photo that anyone had, and they bought up everyone's pictures of them, and they kept it going for 15 years or so.
Yeah,
and nobody knew who they
were.
were.
I was in Catholic school when they kept showing pictures of what does Kiss look like? Kiss unmasked.
And you'd always catch Paul Stanley
like 76,
covering his face, like leaving a club,
Yeah.
And but man, that was talk about a gimmick. That was like the ultimate gimmick. Like
for the longest time,
they were like the biggest band in the world, and nobody knew who they were.
Right.
Exactly.
I still think Ace had the hottest makeup. That was me. Yes, there you go, Starman. All right, so should we close up the night? I swear, I was looking at the time. I was like, wow, we're going to cut off early. And I looked at Ernie's phone. It was like 5 till. I was like, that's not early.
Yep. It's amazing how we can milk a 3-hour show.
It was great hanging out with you guys again, by the way.
Thank you, Sky.
I enjoyed everybody's poetry.
Yeah, it's I know we can't always everyone out can't make it out all the time, and especially these days with COVID. But hey, you're always welcome to join us online. Oh, and by the way, we will be here next Sunday, but on the 18th we will be off.
We will.
We actually have a touring band that's going to come through and play on Sunday.
Ernie will be here.
I'll be here,
but we won't.
But it's not a local band. It's a band that's on the road, and that's like that's like a sign that things are starting to get back to normal. There's a band that's actually on the road again. And
is there going to be people in the venue or?
Huh?
Is it still going to be like live stream?
Oh yeah, I'm still going to stream it. Yeah.
I mean, but is it going to be like a full house?
No,
okay.
It's going to be closed to the public.
Ernie and the bartender says still closed to the public, but you can catch it live stream.
Yeah, we'll live stream the show off the Kickbutt Facebook page, YouTube page, and
basically Ernie's gonna be doing what he's doing now, except he's gonna be doing a lot more lights.
But remember back in the day, in the before time, like we would get Spoken and Heard would get bumped because we'd have events happening on Sundays.
Yep.
Same thing.
It's that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like getting back to like, oh, we're getting bumped because there's a band coming in, And because if it was a local band, we would book them on a Friday or Saturday. But no, they're only going to be in town on Sunday. So we give them the 18th.
Like, who do you think you are? How much you paying us? All right, bye.
Yeah, like in Money Talk, bullshit walks.
Bullshit runs a marathon. All right, so should we do the thing? Okay, like I said, thank you guys very much for joining us for this Easter show.
Does anyone that's on the Skype call have anything to say before we sign off?
Other than you guys talk too much. What? You guys talk too
What band
goddamn
is
much.
it, Ernie?
Huh?
Okay, now it's
There we go. Now we're live.
Oops.
Hi guys.
okay. I don't know if that's gonna fix the audio or not. Maybe you can hear us on your end.
Whoa, it's like I'm having an acid flashback then.
Ernie, you're hearing yourself
No, it's tripping me out,
from a
man.
parallel
I
dimension.
was staring at the monitor here like, what the hell's going on?
Okay, should we do the thing?
Let's do the thing.
You have been witness to the baddest open mic in the ATX. Spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, music, and booze. It's not just an open mic, it is a show, not a show without each and every one of you, including you, Tay. Thank you and good night.